Greetings, folks. Doing Proper here, bringing you yet another in my series. And as you can tell by this box on the table, we're bringing you a firearm from a manufacturer which is well known for its quality, finely crafted firearms for both civilian and military use. And without further ado, we bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, the Hi-Point C9. Just kidding, folks. Come on. You're the one that clicked on the video title. You know what it is. The H&K P30 SK. Let's get a really good quick look at it. This is the P30 SK, and it's a firearm that I have been wanting since I very first saw it. Now, sadly, I traded away one of my favorite handguns in order to get this. Does anybody want to take any bets on which one I did? Which one did I get rid of? If you said the H&K VP40, you are correct. And it does bring a tear to my eyes, by the way. I did not want to get rid of that handgun. However, folks, I just wasn't carrying it. I wasn't carrying that handgun. All right? I want to carry the guns that I have. And it just, I like that gun a lot, but it just was kind of heavy and kind of big. And not too heavy and too big like I couldn't carry it or anything. It just wasn't as comfortable. I wanted something a little bit more comfortable. And I wanted an H&K. So here we go. I opted for this even over the VP9. And even currently, this costs less than the VP9, which is about $600 something. And this was $522. I shit you not, $522. The P30 SK. And of course, as you can see, this comes packaged just like all the other VP series pistols. Or they come packaged like it, since this came first, with the extra magazine, which the feature here is that this is a pinky extended magazine, which feels like a dream on this thing. In fact, let's just go ahead and put it on now. The pinky extended magazine feels great. And ergonomically, folks, this pistol is absolutely wonderful. It feels great. Very snug and cushy, smooth. Like taking a bath in chocolate, this thing. And you can customize it to your hand size with the additional back straps and side straps. So you've got lots of different combinations until you feel the nice comfortable fit with this handgun, which is what I did. This feels the best of any handguns I have ever had. This is the most comfortable handgun I have right now. And I shot it and it shoots the most comfortably too. So I'm very pleased with this handgun so far. Extra magazine loader, the lock and stuff, but grab some wood, folks. This is the biggie. Silica gel. Holy shit. Now, why don't other manufacturers do this? Anyway, let's get rid of the box here. The P30 SK. So far, so good. And I did shoot it, and it's a very accurate pistol. This is a great gun, which, by the way, folks, this isn't loaded, as you can see. I just had a guy railing me on one of my videos. He said, "You keep thumbing the trigger. You're going to shoot somebody who's innocent. It's people like you are bad for the gun community." Thumbing the trigger. This is how I imagine his voice to sound like. And he also said, "You keep pointing the gun at yourself. You're going to shoot yourself in the face." You mean like this? Oh, okay, it's at the camera, you doofus. I don't aim the gun at myself. Never aim the gun at myself or another person. And, of course, I don't bring loaded firearms to the table. Now, with the hammer back like this, you had the hammer back and your thumb was on it. Oh, I don't do that. Now, while the hammer is back, I got the decocker model. So I've got the version 3 with the decocker. Right? Let's do that again for you. That's the decocker. Simply push on that. Kind of like that. That's pretty cool. I got the decocker model without the safety and the regular photoluminescent greenish yellow sights, which are just like the VP series sights. So if I can the lights, shield this one here, you can see that they do glow. For right about 30 minutes, they peter out really quickly. But again, folks, when you're in a self-defense situation, you're not staring at your sights. You're looking at the person and you're doing presses. You're not looking at your sights. So that's not a big deal. So there's the photoluminescent sights, and this is an ambidextrous pistol, of course. Here's the slide release over here, and here's the slide release over here. And this gun takes down differently than any other pistol I've had in that it's got this button right here. So you can see that it's got this button, and what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to bring this cutout here to this part right here, then push that button, right? So you're holding the slide, and you pull this out a little bit more, and you release your slide, and it comes off that easily. This is the spring here, by the way. The barrel goes in just like any of the other handguns that you've seen done here, and you can see how finely made this pistol is made. Great craftsmanship on this. No machining marks, just beautiful. And the spring looks like this. You can see where it catches the barrel right here for a perfect lockup, so that's really nice. It's a very contained lockup, and it goes on just this easily. With that part pointing up, you can see that when this is red like this, you can tell that your gun is in takedown mode, for lack of a better term. Slide it back on, get to the cutout point right there, and click, goes into place. It's on. Function check, and disco. So it's not hard to take down, it's just different than anything I've ever had. Pretty cool, not bad, but this gun is very accurate. Folks, this thing was doing great with presses, it was doing great with aim small, miss small exercises, and it was doing great with double taps. So this is a very accurate pistol, and it shoots like a dream. I love the way this thing shoots. Speaking about the way it shoots, the trigger is definitely a different kind of trigger that you really have to get used to. All right, it's a light single action trigger, but you've got the trigger out here like this, and it comes all the way back here, right? So in single action, you've got that take up, and then the release, and the release is nice. And the reset, okay, you reset queens, this is okay. Comes out. Wow, it comes out to there. Now that's very far for a lot of people. And then there's the take up, right? So there's that take up, and then snap. So it took me a couple of shots to get used to that, but once I got used to it, it was natural. Some folks were really ragging on that part of the trigger. And if they're used to these hair triggers and these very close triggers, these closely resetting triggers, yeah, this might bug them a little bit. However, there is no lack of quality feeling in this pistol. This pistol feels quality, and it shoots quality. And when you're shooting this handgun, you feel like you're really shooting something special. You feel like you're shooting a quality handgun. This feels like a quality handgun in your hands. And I have already begun buying holsters and stuff for it, so I am very sure this P30 SK is going to be in the Two and Proper stable for a long time. Ambidextrous with its slide releases, as I just pointed out. The magazine release is the European style panel type underneath the trigger guard here. Squared off trigger guard with some serrations up here, tack rail, and let's get some close looks at the pistol itself for a little bit of gun pornography. Nice. P30 SK. Serrations are more than adequate back here, easy to grip on, and there's front serrations too for press checks, for people that like to press check. Very nice. Decocker, sweet, totally ambidextrous, and you can tell by all the doodads here that it is definitely German. DE. Quality made firearm. I'm liking this so far. This is going to be a part of my stable for sure. So let's put the flush fit magazine on and compare it in size to some other handguns so you have some reference. All right, here it is with this flush fit magazine, and we'll do that to make it fair. And here's the Glock 19. Okay, so the Glock 19 is longer, of course. holds 15 rounds to this one's 10. It is just as tall. Do you see that? Now that's really saying something about Glock 19, as a matter of fact, folks. 15 rounds, and this is just as tall as a subcompact. Or vice versa. This one came first, but not bad. Glock 19 is always a recommendation too. And as you can see, I've got my Valkyrie Dynamics slide plate back here, stainless steel. How beautiful. Anyway, I digress. It's just as tall. It's a little bit shorter than the Glock 19. And this is 1.37 inches wide, this Heckler & Koch, to the Glock 19's 1.18. And I'm imagining these little side doodads over here, these slide releases and stuff, are what are contributing to its width. So the Glock 19, of course, has 0 protrusions. So that's the Glock 19 comparison. Let's compare it to the XD Mod 2 Subcompact 45 ACP. Wow. That's even a little bit taller, but just a smidge. These things are basically the same size. You seeing that? Both are ergonomically nice too, by the way. The XD Mod 2 feels great. That grip zone thing is no kidding. 9 rounds of 45 ACP in the XD Mod 2 Subcompact. 10 rounds in the P30 SK. Wow. What do you make of that? Alright, so that's the XD Mod 2. Let's compare it now to the Glock 42. Okay, this is the one I've been carrying most these days because of my bikini and sarong setup, and it fits really good in there. So of course the Glock 42 is going to be considerably smaller, considerably shorter, considerably thinner, and considerably lighter at 17 ounces. So again, this is for small carry, you know. That'd be 2 small things in my pants. And the P30 SK, of course, I just love. I wanted an H&K, so a lot of people say, why didn't you get the Glock 26? Because I didn't want it. I wanted the P30 SK. Simple as that. And this handgun is 24 ounces, by the way, so it's not a very heavy handgun. And it is definitely considerably lighter than the VP40, which again, folks, I loved. I just wasn't carrying it. So folks, the P30 SK. This has been a very good handgun. Also to shoot, as a matter of fact. This is a very accurate handgun. I was doing 4 and 5 yard presses, 8 and 10 yard presses with this handgun, and just basic no aim presses went very well with this handgun. In addition to the aim small, miss small exercises that you do when you're shooting a firearm to test it out, and it had 3 different kinds of ammunition. So it had Winchester, Fiocchi, and Blazer, and they all went well. So I have no doubts whatsoever that this firearm, after 200 rounds of ammunition, this firearm is going to be a keeper. So in addition to its accuracy, when you're shooting this handgun, it feels like you're shooting something, well, for lack of a better term, it feels like you're shooting something special. This feels like a high quality, well-balanced firearm, and it's very comfortable. The ergonomics help with that a lot because this feels very nice in your hand. You just have to go to your gun dealer and hold one, and you'll know exactly what I mean. Have them put on the pinky extended magazine, and yeah, you'll know what I mean. This feels very wonderful. And this is not the premium review. The premium review will come after a considerable amount more of shooting. So if I have to get any progress report after 200 rounds, I'm going to say that so far so good with this pistol. And we'll be catching you back again later, much later, with the premium review on this pistol. There will be others coming up soon. And folks, don't forget to check out www.notjustguns.com in Mason, Michigan. They have everything you could possibly need, and if they don't have it in the store already, they can damn sure get it for you. www.notjustguns.com, Mason, Michigan. And folks, to answer the questions of those who have been asking if I'm ever going to do apparel, yes, I'm ever going to do apparel. And as a matter of fact, scheduled for the 28th will be the grand opening of Abaddonn Apparel, from which you are going to be able to find your Too Improper gear. But not just Too Improper gear, Abaddonn Apparel is going to have apparel for people like us. They're dedicating their product lines mostly to people that are handgun carriers, concealed carriers, and patriotic Americans like you and me. Abaddonn Apparel is going to be where you want to get your shirts and stuff, especially if you want Too Improper gear. Please make sure you check them out. The address is on the bottom of the screen as I'm speaking right now. You'll be able to find even more of your favorite channels at Abaddonn Apparel, including Jarhead 6, 1776, or Bust, and many more. So, Abaddonn Apparel, don't forget to check them out. That's it, folks, and I'm Too Improper. My email address is on the right side of your screen as we're speaking right now. That's tooimproper@gmail.com. Write, and I will answer you, provided you are being polite about whatever it is you're saying, and if I've got the time. Thanks for watching, folks. God bless America, and keep on protecting your families and yourselves. You all know you are your own security, and it is the right thing to do.